XRP is not a security. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Zach, we know this. Well, there's actually quite a few people that are still confusing the facts about whether or not XRP is a security. And so I wanted to give you guys an update on the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit and also explain so everybody can understand and come to the clarity that XRP is not a security. Do we have clarity on what these assets are as far as currencies, commodities, derivatives, insurance products, banking products? No. Does it meet the textbook definition of a currency and a commodity for XRP? 100%. Are we going to have to wait for Congress to give us clarity? I guess. In the meantime, we're fighting it out in the courts. SEC, CFTC, both fighting for jurisdiction over the digital asset space. So I wanted to give you guys the quick update here, SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. Basically, the SEC, we're in the remedies phase right now. And so the SEC's first briefing is due on March 22nd, which funny enough is the same day the AMMs are set to go live on the XRP ledger, same day that we're facing a potential partial government shutdown. The $400 billion that they just, approved only funded parts of the government through September. Don't get me started on that. And then on March 22nd, funny enough, we actually have over about $50 billion worth of loans that are due, short-term loans from the BTFP Bank Term Funding Program that are due on March 22nd as well. So exciting day. SEC will file their first brief, then Ripple gets 1 month till April 22nd to file their reply. Then after that, you are going to see the SEC gets the final say, the final briefing, and that is due May 6th, okay? And then I just listened to Fred Rispoli. Huge shout out to Fred for fighting on behalf of the XRP community against Coinbase. One of the fights that Fred has found himself in the middle of. We appreciate him for leading the charge, one of our lawyers that we definitely appreciate. He's actually going after Coinbase for our songbird that they stole. So God bless Fred. But I was watching him and he just said that we'll get about 2 to 4 months, we'll get the ruling from Judge Torres after that final reply brief. So if all goes well, May 6th is that final reply brief from the SEC, unless they try to, we need more time, we need to extend. I could definitely see them doing that. But in May, we should get the final reply brief from the SEC. And then in 2 to 4 months, we get a decision, which pushes us out, right? June, July, August, September, right? 2 to 4 months, but we should get it by September. What's the riddle, right? May, September, shine like gold on something. I forget what that riddle is, but I know that that's one of the riddles in the XRP community. And so here's the deal, guys. We're waiting for this case to conclude. And the only thing that's left to determine in this case is, did Ripple successfully change their contracts to make them not investment contract securities offerings? And so after the lawsuit was filed, basically Ripple in 2020, from then on, Ripple restructured, they changed how they've been doing their contracts, and they've been exclusively selling XRP, to on-demand liquidity, institutional partners that are using it for utility. And I believe that they've structured those contracts successfully to make them not investment contracts. Simple buy-sell offer agreement, purchase of sale agreement to distribute XRP with no lockup periods, no stipulations, no strings attached. Besides, you pay us currency, we give you XRP. That's a straightforward contract that is not an investment contract. And I think that Ripple was able to see, the SEC's case when they filed it, and then they were able to restructure it. And this is why they've sold billions of XRP since the lawsuit. And the SEC hasn't been able to, they didn't file to do any sort of injunction or stop on that, that I'm aware of. And so Ripple's continued selling XRP. And one would think, well, they're probably only doing that because they know that they've structured these contracts so that they're not investment contract securities offerings. This brings us to the clarity on XRP. The clarity that we have on XRP is that XRP is not a security, and it never is in its existence. It's just like gold is never a security, but you can put gold into an ETF that is offered as an investment contract securities offering. But gold, the underlying asset, is never a security. Corn, copper, wheat, every other commodity, right? You can put commodities into ETFs, and the ETF is the investment contract securities offering. That's the key difference, and that's what we have here with XRP. I believe that it's a currency and a commodity. They're going to come up with maybe a new term. If Congress gives us some clarity, that would be great. But we have clarity on what it's not, okay? So it's not a security, and the only thing that Judge Torres ruled was a security was the investment contracts between Ripple and those institutional clients. You have to understand that XRP didn't exist as a security in those deals, in those contracts to distribute XRP to their partners. XRP wasn't a security, okay? XRP was still just XRP. Whatever that is, it's not a security. The contract, whether it was on a piece of paper or they did a DocuSign, right? The contract was the investment contract securities offering. And so we have to get very clear. There's a lot of people that are still confused about this whole thing. And so I wanted to come on here and make it very clear, give you guys an update on this case. I think that Ripple was going to be successful in this. And so right now the amount that they sold off that was deemed an investment contract securities offering by Judge Torres is about $700 million. And John Deaton has said that the fine for this, or the remedy that they're going to end up paying, is going to be substantially less than what they've paid in legal fees, which has been about $200 million per Ripple. So we're looking at a fine that's maybe 100 million, maybe 50 million, right? Which is nothing for Ripple, essentially nothing, right? I mean, they're flush with cash and they're in an incredible position. And they're in an incredible position with XRP at 60 cents or wherever it's trading at today, right? But it's very important to understand that the only thing that can really change now in this case is if Judge Torres rules that, nope, you guys did not successfully change your contracts after the lawsuit. And so the 3 billion worth of sales that you had after the lawsuit is now applied to that 700 million before the lawsuit was filed, that I believe is an investment contract. And in the original ruling from Judge Torres, she didn't distinguish really. She just said all institutional sales were investment contracts. Now we're going to see, did Ripple successfully change those contracts, the terms in them? I'm sure that they removed any sort of stipulations, strings attached, lockup periods, anything like that. And definitely no more deals like they did with R3, where R3 was given a 5 billion XRP option to purchase XRP under a penny. In 2016, they had a 3-year option. At any time, they could execute those buys of XRP at sub 1 penny, and they could buy 5 billion worth of XRP. In exchange, Ripple wanted to get let in the door, and with the consortium of banks that make up R3, they wanted to get adoption. This is where the deal went sideways. XRP pumped during that bull run, right? And they ended up settling on about 1 billion XRP that R3 took in. And of course, XRP was the first settlement cryptocurrency on Core to Settler, which now is a blockchain agnostic platform. But originally, XRP was the first offering for Core to Settler. And R3, I mean, we still don't know. Do they still have the 1 billion XRP? I'm not aware. I don't think that anybody in the community has been able to track down the sales of that XRP. So who knows if they still have the 1 billion XRP or if they have more. I know a lot of people are debating that, but it's very clear that Ripple's not doing any more options contracts like that, which to me, that does meet, that's an investment contract securities offering, but it's to an institutional partner. So, okay, file the paperwork and you're good, right? And there's no damages done. Obviously, R3 made a boatload of money on that deal, right? So there's no damages to be done. It's just a filing issue. But with that being said, guys, don't let anybody confuse the facts. XRP is not a security. We'll continue to wait to get 100% clarity and the blessing from, God forbid, they create another regulatory agency body to rule over digital assets. That's what I'm really not a fan of. The CFTC sucks. The SEC sucks. They both have jurisdictions, in my opinion. SEC has ICOs, and they're going to fight for staking. That's the big fight that I see playing out, is over staking. And if the SEC can get jurisdiction over protocols that are basically proof of stake or staking protocols, but other than that, the SEC has jurisdictions over all those ICOs, and those were all tracked on blockchains, and so they probably do need to double in size, because they're just going to be going, well, they really actually don't need the manpower. They could probably use AI to just run through the scripts on these blockchains and figure out who all did the ICOs. I mean, they have tens of thousands of projects that basically did unregistered securities offerings through ICOs, which the SEC should have jurisdiction over those securities. The SEC, though, we continue to they're choosing regulatory capture instead of actually working with the industry. It's very unfortunate. But nonetheless, folks, let's not confuse the facts. XRP is not a security, never exists as a security. And we will wait to get the 100% blessing from whoever in the government. But for right now, we know this fact. It's a matter of law. And we have to understand, too, how this positions us for this bull run. I'll just leave it at that. I won't add any more speculation, right? We're the only digital asset that we know for a fact, matter of law, that it's not a security. Not opinion, not speech, matter of law. That's very important. Thank God we still have somewhat of a rule of law here in the United States of America. And let's continue to fight that good fight. If you guys appreciate what we're doing, make sure you like this video, subscribe. I hope you guys like the scenery. I wanted to change it up here, get out of the office for a little bit, and we got more content coming your way. Everything's at my website. We'll see you. God bless.